Hi, this is Bert Hartman. I'm continuing to read through the books from our Roundup speaker, Rick McKinley. I'd like to read from the introduction of one of his books. Ours is a hurting world, and our country is fractured and polarized. But God has chosen this time and place for us to live out our faith and faithfulness. That's no accident. What I hope to do in the following pages is to provide a framework for understanding the moment in which we're living and to help us see that moment, the possibilities God has for us. This book was written in 2018, but it could have been written 2 or 3 weeks ago. But now we're dealing with the global pandemic and also the focus on inequality and injustice. So what do? Well, a great place to start is prayer. Because without prayer, any efforts we do will be pointless. I'd like to go to Matthew 17, 14 through 21. And when they had come to the multitude, a man came to him, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is an epileptic and suffers severely, for often he falls into the fire and often into the water. So I brought him to your disciples, but they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him here to me. And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, Why could we not cast it out? So Jesus said to them, Because of your unbelief. For assuredly I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, Move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. So Jesus taught about the power of prayer, and prayer was an important part of his life. So I memorized the Lord's Prayer as a child. This is the King James Bible. I got it in September 1968. I think it was part of the Sunday school graduation. So the Lord's Prayer is found in several spots. This is from Matthew 7, 9 through 13. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So when I pray through this prayer, I pray through it fairly slowly. I think about the words, Our Father. Think of a kid and as your own father. He's on a whole different level than you are. But now, our Father, which art in heaven, whole nother level. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. That's really what we're praying for. Give us this day our daily bread. When I pray this prayer, typically, it's after breakfast. My stomach's full. But as I'm working at home and Sonia's working in the next room, she's talking to families who take their kids to elementary schools for breakfast and lunch. So daily bread is very important. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. In the marriage course, there was a simple graphic. It was a triangle with God at the top corner and the husband and wife at the bottom corners. And forgiveness comes from God. We've got to forgive each other. So a great place to start with a prayer is with the Lord's Prayer. So again from Rick, ours is a hurting world, and our country is fractured and polarized. But God has chosen this time and place for us to live out our faith and faithfulness. That's no accident. So let's start with prayer. Have a good day.